About a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, we were dreaming and talking about different ideas and different things we could do for our 100th year, which is this year. 1922 is when my great-grandfather started the Womble Company. And on top of some of the other events, we thought, wouldn't it be fun to create an actual like living showroom, essentially a house that people could experience Pella windows and see how they work and live in the space. And then we kind of took it a step further and thought, what about Carlton Landing? Obviously, it is a wonderful place for people to go on the weekends with their families. It's a great destination, and it's not too far from Oklahoma City or from Tulsa. So we got this grand idea, Andy and I, and we went and bought a lot there at Carlton Landing and thought, let's build a really cool house that will highlight Pella windows and doors. But then we added a step to it, and we thought, what about adding other products and highlighting those other products, and again creating this ultimate showroom in a sense that our customers and prospects could go stay at and they could enjoy and experience it. When we started really diving into it and figuring out what we wanted to do for the plans, we thought, wouldn't it be really amazing to do something that has like a Dutch architecture style, because obviously Pella is a Dutch company. We actually have some Dutch roots as well, and wanted to kind of stay true to the history and the tradition of the company. So, and I really am particularly fond of the Dutch style. So that is where it started, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there. We've got this great project going. We met Kenny. He is with Craft Design Studio in South Carolina, and he had this amazing house, which I can have you tell about. But that was, I thought, would be perfect. One of the main things that we wanted with the house was something that was different. We wanted congruent with the Carlton Landing architecture, but we wanted it to be different and be unique. We wanted to put in as many windows and doors as possible to highlight all the different functions of Pella. But really the most important thoughts that we had was, again, going back to the idea of the community and a place for people to take their families. We wanted it to be a space where people would be comfortable. There would be plenty of places to have, to entertain. There would be plenty of places for kids and adults alike to stay at. We wanted lots of porches and lots of outdoor space as well as indoor space, because in Oklahoma, of course, when it's super hot outside, you need something inside. But we wanted to make sure that there was plenty of space outside, again, to enjoy the community of Carlton Landing. And really, we wanted to have high-end products, but we also wanted it to feel like something that people felt at home in. We wanted it to be nice, but also be something that people felt comfortable. And what I love the most about the design is our third floor roof deck, which I think is really unique. I don't know very many other houses that have that function, and I'll let Kenny talk about it more, but it was really what sold us on that design, because it kind of brings in that whole idea of having some outdoor spaces that are unique. And I just envision having that, at night when the stars are out, especially in Carlton Landing, you'll be able to see them. It'll be so pretty, and it'll be a great place to gather. When we first started looking at what we wanted to do as far as design, we had seen a couple plans at Carlton Landing, and we thought, these aren't as unique. And there was a house in Wheeler district that we love, and we are very closely related to the Wheeler project as well, because we supply the Pella windows over there, and immediately fell in love with it. Had the Dutch architecture style with the parapet wall, and it was unique, it was different, it had a lot of functions that we really liked about it, including the third floor, but more than anything, it showcased windows and doors like in a really amazing way. So when we saw that one, I said there's no contest, we need to get Kenny involved. And of course, after I got to know who he was, I realized he had several plans in Wheeler, and every one of them is just amazing.
The house that ultimately became the Pella and Pistache house was actually the very first house I designed for Wheeler, and it was in many ways the most ambitious and concepts, and I had fun ideas, and interestingly, what ended up getting built at Wheeler, the first house that you guys saw, was an alternate version because they couldn't build every fun detail that was originally conceived. We had to kind of scale it back a little bit when they actually built it at Wheeler District. So when Ainslee and Andy finally contacted me, I was like, and by the way, there are several other versions of that plan you guys need to see, including one that have a roof deck, we've got this fireplace feature, and more windows. It's, asking me to design a house with lots of windows is right down my alley. So I'm a big window guy no matter what, and I'm really big on the idea of trying to create timeless architecture. So many mostly really modern architecture styles over the years have been these sort of trends that were popular for a moment and then end up being dated later. And so to me, I've been excited about the idea of rediscovering and relearning how to do traditional architecture again, or classical timeless architecture. And then knowing that to then utilize today's technologies as well, and how to find that balance between what's possible now, but while also keeping it grounded and good principles.
Well, I think the thing that Pella has been able to do throughout their years of being a window manufacturer is they were always innovative, but yet stayed to their classical style. So to Kenny's point, we were able to take some technology that is great for the environment, it's good for energy efficiency, the function, but yet Pella has been able to really stay true to that old roots of American building with the way that they create their product. They go through all sorts of methods to try to make sure that window can look as historical as possible, but function in a way that a 1920s, 1930s window can't function. So where they've taken for instance, you take the window panes and you try to say, okay, I want it to look as close to a 1920s Dutch house as possible, but I need energy efficiency. Well, they've got this system that gives you the architectural details and the depth of the grill bars on the window, but yet you still get all the energy efficiency of double insulated glass. They've mimicked everything they could and have been approved by the U.S. National Park Service as far as a historical window. And then they've been able to go in and take some windows that aren't just readily available. I mean, everybody can do a double hung, or everybody can do a fixed window, or everybody can do a casement. But Pella is able to get us to some of the things that, we loved being able to have Kenny's thoughts on it and be able to actually put it in. Making us a custom 9-foot Dutch door. Nobody makes Dutch doors anymore. We're able to do a custom Dutch door. The strut awning window, which is basically just a flat window that's going to open up and create kind of a passway through. We've got circle windows, and then we also have been able to take technology of taking stackable doors that we can basically, looks very similar to a large French door on the outside, but then we can fold it all into the wall and create huge open ventilation and expand the living area further outside, which is what Ainslee and Kenny were talking about. So we've been able to do a lot of things that, because of Pella's ability to be so innovative, that we would have been able to do before. And so that's been really nice for even us who've been in the window industry for a long time to explore. Let's push the boundaries of some of the things that we normally do, and they were happy to oblige. So that's been a great part of what we're doing.
Carlton Landing, first off, if you haven't ever been there, is pretty amazing, but it is a community, what I imagine it was like in the 50s, where everyone's out on their porch, the kids are running down the street and enjoying life. There's a lot of walking around, there's a lot of open park areas. Pella on Pistache is actually on Pistache Park, which we love. But it's that sense of community, and I think with COVID and everything, we kind of all got put back in our houses, and the community kind of aspect disappeared. And so I love the idea of having a house right in the heart of a community where people can hang out and be together, and really, I think that's what everyone wants, is that community. So plus, with us using different products and other different small businesses across Oklahoma, our hope was that we could essentially create a house that has its own community, in a sense, and that allows for builders and stuff to see other vendors, other manufacturers that are local to Oklahoma, and hopefully we can create our own community there as well.
This gives us an opportunity to kind of piggyback what Ainslee said. It gives us an opportunity to get people to visit the house, not only from the people that we work with, but people that we may not work with yet, that come in and see it, and they're wowed by the technology, but the traditionalism of it also. And then that leads to buying decisions. It leads to more discovery as to what Pella can offer. You know, working with Scissortail Homes also gives them an opportunity for them to be seen and the craftsmanship that they can. And then obviously with Kenny and his design, which is the most unique that we've had, that I've seen, it really showcases Ainslee's vision and Kenny being able to put it to paper, and us to be able to build something that is unlike anything else in Oklahoma City or in Oklahoma.